Welcome into another episode of the Beach Please podcast. I'm Danyel here with Lenore.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hey, Lenore.
Hello.
Glad to be here with you.
Yes, happy Monday.
Yes, so we're filming on a Monday, y'all. Starting our week off. So fun here in Studio 93 filming this podcast. Okay, so we have a really cool guest today. He's so funny. Y'all are going to love him. Roca Williams. He's a CEO of Well and Good in Myrtle Beach, which actually I believe just came to Myrtle Beach in December. So
yes.
Still fairly new.
But not new to the game.
Yeah, but not. So they're new to the area, but like years of experience in the hospitality industry. Think like when you're a guest checking in to your vacation, if you're staying in a house, a condo, wherever you're staying, and it like is 5 stars, that's what Well and Good is all about.
And you don't know that they were there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what they do, which is such a great experience for guests.
Yeah, it makes sure the property, I mean, just like all the things like we might not think about is like they think about it, and your stay is going to be 5 stars with them. Roca, who we're talking to today, has been in this industry for years. He's owned his own properties. He's cleaned for free before, so he knows his stuff, and he is bringing that now with Well and Good and has a team here, and it's just amazing stuff. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. He's funny too, so it makes it even better.
Yeah, he would be someone you would want to go out and drink with, which takes me to our featured drink for this episode.
All right.
Really cool place.
Yeah, a very brand new place. So we're excited about this one. It's called the Rebel Bar. They just opened. I think we were at their grand opening.
Yeah, the grand opening was, I think it was like at the end of April.
Okay.
Somewhere around that time. Sorry if we said that wrong, but it was
just
in the
newly
spring.
open. But what a vibe that place is. So their featured drink this week is called the Peach Cartel.
Yes.
It has Reposado, peach, Fever Tree Margarita, Prosecco, Tajin on the rim, and to top it off, a peach popsicle of all things in the drink. So, which was funny because when we ordered, she ordered the Peach Cartel. I ordered something else, and this big popsicle was coming out
and y'all
on the
will see,
tray.
we got the video.
Yeah,
the popsicle was.
I've never seen anything like that. It's something new to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So they just celebrated the grand opening. They have sushi, they have tacos, cocktails, music, lots of TVs in there. It's very laid back vibe. They have darts, they have pinball machines, you name it. They also have a great brunch menu. So if you're looking for that new brunch space that serves great drinks and cocktails, this may be your place. So please check them out.
Yeah, I think like tacos and sushi. I mean, they go all out with their food. We had a really great waitress, talked to the owner. She was really great. So it's just like a really cool, I love to say this, but like it's a vibe in there.
Yeah,
like,
it
is a vibe for sure.
And for everyone too, like when you're in there, there's young people, there's people my age, there's all kinds of people in there. Everyone's just having a great time. And I think we had the nachos, and I'm telling you, it was probably the largest portion I've ever seen.
Yeah, if you're hungry, go there. And if you want a good drink too, because I had that peach cartel that she was talking about. Yeah. It was good. You're going to have a good time. Let's just put it that way. So shout out to the Rebel Bar. Thanks for having us at your grand opening. Awesome restaurant. Yeah. And now we got to introduce our awesome guest, Roca Williams, coming in next. Our guest today is Roca Williams. Super excited to have him on the podcast. CEO of Well and Good here in Myrtle Beach. Welcome, Roca.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Yeah. We are so excited to learn all about Well and Good today, doing really cool things in the Myrtle Beach area. So can we start with that? Let's tell people what Well and Good is.
So Well and Good Myrtle Beach is a vacation rental servicing company. Our motto is you handle the guest, we handle the rest. And what we do is we try to bring excellence in service, confidence, consistency, and community to everything we do, to give the guests that 5-star experience every single time and elevate what a 5-star experience should be. Right. It's not enough to just have a place clean anymore. Right. Our guests have high expectations, as they should. It's a lot of money to travel. It's a lot of money to stay places. And these are core memories that people are forming. And the last thing we need to be is a friction point in that memory. It should be higher than your expectations when you get there. And then that sets your expectations for next time. And we hope to exceed that time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all heard I said CEO of Well and Good. So obviously he's been doing hospitality for a while probably. I want to like go back a little bit to how you started in hospitality and then ended up getting to Well and Good.
Sure. So I did it like any good boyfriend does it. I did it for free for my girlfriend. She had an Airbnb that she purchased, and well, she purchased a second condo, and this was back in the nascent days of Airbnb, right? 8-10 years ago, when it was just a thing you could make a little bit of money on. And we knew that cleaning it was a big portion of it and also a big expense of it. And we didn't have that because we're in our mid-20s and we're both working full time. We just couldn't afford that financially or like mentally, right? Mm-hmm. So I cleaned them myself, and she has very high standards. And she would go behind me and say, "Oh, you missed it." Yeah. "Oh, girl," for sure. And she would point out things to like me, who I'm not a cleaning professional. I'm like, "It's clean, it's fine." And she's like, "No, it's not." And this is what people expect. This is what I would want when I travel, right? Mm-hmm. Because she did do a lot of traveling and staying in Airbnbs, mm-hmm. so she kind of had that consumer look at it as well. And so that's what I started adjusting to, was just clean to her standards. And then it kind of became a thing where you just clean to what you would want as a guest. Like, what would you expect? And so we started looking at little details, right? Like, I clean behind the toilets every time. I do a refrigerator gasket check to make sure there's no crumbs in there. And I just did that to myself, more so she wouldn't yell at me. And we got good enough at it that we were able to purchase a second property, and we had that on Airbnb. Yes. And so now we had two properties that I was cleaning for free. And that right, and that took on its own thing, kind of sphere of influence. People kept asking us, "Oh, well, can you clean for us, or can you manage our property?" And she's a property manager, so she did that, and I would clean, and it boomed, right? And so we did that for about 2 or 3 years consistently, where I was the only person cleaning for about 10 to 15 units. Which, as you know, in the Myrtle Beach market, when the season hits, buddy, that's every day. And we were doing it. We also specialize in what we call Cincos, right? Which is check-ins, check-outs. So CINCO. TM. And so our specialty was doing same-day turns, basically, I think is the industry verbiage there. Mm-hmm. And we did 11 o'clock checkouts and 3 o'clock check-ins, which is a little shorter than the industry average. Usually have 10 to 3s or 11 to 4s or somewhere in between. So my whole life and my whole background in this was get it done same day in a 4-hour window. And that became almost impossible when you're talking about 15 properties, right?
Yeah, that's I can't even drive across town half the time in that amount.
Well, that's why
you know what I mean? That's a short amount of time.
It's very short. I mean, and that's luckily all of our properties were like condensed, right, into like 2 communities at the time. And they were within geographically like 4 miles of each other. Oh, good. So the universe kind of worked out in a way to where if it was possible, however slim it was possible, I was able to do it, right? And that was fun for me. But also, if you ever meet me in person or see me, I move fast, right? I'm going from this to that, and it's hard to pin me down. And that's why, like, my whole life has been get it done very quickly, 11 to 3, and it's got to be perfect every single time. And luckily, knock on wood, we've had over 5,000 5-star reviews on our cleans, right? And we are very proud of it. And we try to say that we guarantee the 4.9, because a 5-star review is still subjective. At some point, somebody's going to have a complaint. Like, for instance, I was watching another episode of your podcast, and you were speaking with a lady and asking her about what's the most Myrtle thing you've ever seen. And I remember she said that she saw the guy with the sign out front of a building. Yeah. And so that was funny to me because in the background of that photo is one of the properties where we clean. Right. No. And so a few of our clients called us and they're like, "That's great." Like, and it wasn't even like we didn't clean the one they were complaining about. Right, yeah. But we're in the background and it's a big building so you can see it.
Yeah. Not even the same property.
Yeah. And so my client calls me. He's like, "That's great. Publishing for us." And I was like, "Dude, at least the name of the resort wasn't on there." So but like that's those kind of things where people do that, they're going to happen. Right. And so we guarantee a 4.9, but internally it's 5.0 or nothing. Like that's all we're doing. And I love it. I love it so much. But in order to do it at that level, we kind of had to expand. And I had to bring more people on and stop being just an owner operator. And so Well and Good reached out to us and asked us if we would pilot their Myrtle Beach market rollout. And they wanted to do like a franchise setup. And that wasn't really what we wanted because we had always done it ourselves and kind of by our own rules, right? Yeah. And our standards were really high. And so we decided to work out something with basically a partnership agreement. So Well and Good has an amazing track record. They've got thousands of properties across the nation. They are on Inc. 500 or 5,000, I can't remember, whatever, but top growing companies. And I love their values. I love their mission. They flew us out to Phoenix and gave us a tour around some facilities. I met with their CEO, and he's a fantastic guy and it's kind of a mentor of mine now. And we just aligned on a lot of things. So I knew if I was going to start a company here, why not do it with one of the best in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And so that's what we're doing here, is bringing that level of service and excellence to the Myrtle Beach market, which it deserves. The dirty Myrtle tag is something that's hard to shake, but so we can do our part to make sure that's not everybody's experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you with the Well and Good. Like Justin's done a really nice job out there, and I think aligning with what your standards are. I think that's a great partnership that you have. I'm glad that they're coming over here and you're representing. So very nice job.
Yeah, and thank you. I'm proud of it. The cool part is like most things in my life, I really back asswards my way into this one because I did all the things first and then got backing, right? Where a lot of people will get backing first, with the ideation of what they're going to do, and then try to make that happen. And so when I flew out to Phoenix, my girlfriend kind of tricked me. She was like, hey, we're going out to this conference because we were going out to the Level Up Your Listing conference, right? Which is a great conference. I love it. We've gone every year for like 5 years. And it's in Phoenix. And she was like, while we're there, I want you to meet this guy, Jonathan. We're just going to hang out with him. And I was like, all right, cool. And it was their Well and Good's like yearly summit they have where it's not like a work meeting. It's like a celebration and a party and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So when I met them, I'm meeting all, their C-suite people and all their cleaning professionals, which are some of the best in the country. But everybody's in like a relaxed environment. Mm-hmm. So I'm meeting people and I'm hanging out. I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. This is cool. They got food. This is a great company, And so, so I'm like, and I had no idea that I'm on both sides being recruited, right, and interviewed. And so I was just myself, and I'm a goofy idiot. And I guess they like the cut of my jib, and they're like, he's goofy, but he's good, which is great. So by the time I got back and we went through everything, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm starting a thing now. Like I didn't mean for that to be what happened, but like this, I'm starting a thing. Yeah. And it feels really good to have in any industry or any profession. It feels great when people recognize your work, right? Mm-hmm. Especially when you're not trying to get them to recognize it, right? Because it makes you feel that sense of ownership in it. And it makes you want to do better, right? And I always want to do better. And I love saying that if you thought it was clean this time, wait till next time. You know what I mean? Because every single time we get better. And I love it.
Yeah, I think also it's kudos to you for having a company reach out to you, really. Mm-hmm. Just saying, hey, we like what you're doing. We want to partner, or we want to create something with you. There's so many cleaning companies in Myrtle Beach. Man, there's a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So kudos to you and your girlfriend, wife, girlfriend,
life partner. She is so much more successful than I am. She's not letting me put a ring on anything. Yeah.
All right, whoever your girlfriend, call me, sister. Call me.
No, she's. I mean, even the business that I'm growing now, it's great and it's fantastic, and I love my entire team. We're doing fantastic, but to her and her level of success is very much a good job. Keep going, because she's so far beyond, right? But I like that too. Like it's not competitive. We get along great, right. And we're both in the same industry, just on different sides of it, which is a huge advantage, right? Because we've seen all sides of it. We're owners of properties. We're managers of properties, right? We're the cleaners of properties. We're guests every single time we travel, which is a lot, right? So we see all of it, and we've been all of it for so long now that it really gives us a unique advantage in the market to being able to create that win-win for our clients, right? It's very much we want the clients to win. We want the guests to win, and we want us to win. And there's a way to do it where everybody does win. And that's what we specialize in. Yeah.
So Well and Good now in Myrtle Beach. Of course, people have their options when it comes to the maintenance, the cleaning, all that. There's a lot of different people here. someone's looking, doing the research, well and good, pops up. They're like, what do they offer? All right. They reach out. How do you like let them know, like, you sign on with us, like 5-star standard, like we're going to take care of your property? How does that conversation go? And what do you tell them about yourself?
That's a fun question because there's so much, right? Because there are, like you said, a cleaning company. There's more cleaning company here than Dollar General's, right?
But you're not a cleaning company.
We are not. No.
Right.
We do cleaning, but we mostly are a vacation rental servicing company.
Okay.
So what that looks like is, like I said before, you handle the guest, we handle the rest, and that is everything. So I'm talking linens, consumables, and like we don't wash them there, right? We take them off and they are like laundered professionally. We provide all of it under us, right? So the owner is not paying for that. The client's not paying for that. We do the consumables like your shower liquids, your hand soaps, your dish soaps, your laundry detergents. All that is supplied by us and our vendors, and our coffee. We do coffee, right? And that's branded coffee that goes in. So when your guests come, what they're seeing is an entire unit that everything feels intentional, right? There's not random stuff just to be stuff in there. This whole experience was tailor-made for that guest, right? And we provide that excellence every single time. And we do it through a lot of different ways and a lot of steps. We have the team nationally who people reach out to initially, and they give, the team gives you the rundown on like, hey, this is exactly what we offer. What's the size of your property? How many guests? All that fun stuff. And we want you to be as informed as possible making the decision. Then we also have a very extensive onboarding, which isn't difficult at all, right? We try to make it painless because onboarding anything sucks, right? And especially when there's so many different softwares and things that people are just tired of. And so we have kind of streamlined that process to make it very easy, right? We specialize with the online OTAs, right? Like your Airbnbs and Verbos, those are super easy to plug into and integrate with, as well as your PMSs, your property management softwares, like your Hospitable, Guesty, Hostfully, all that stuff. We integrate with those directly, which kind of is a burden off of the client or the owner having to deal with all that stuff. And then we also guarantee inspections of every clean. And then we have reports that are generated from everything. So our cleans generate reports, our inspections generate reports. And then we also offer task-based services, which we call task-based services. So it's basically extra stuff, right? So if the owner has, special comforters that they want to use and they want them laundered every 2 weeks because people are gross sometimes, we do that, right? A big one we found lately, and that happens a lot with travelers, is lost and found stuff, right? People will leave behind stuffies that are really important to their kids, right? Or cell phone chargers, or a lot of bras lately, which is weird. But I mean, it's like, I've been doing this for years, and you find things.
Who's wearing that at the beach anyway?
Well,
it's like, what?
Apparently not my guests because they left them in the room. But we're finding like a lot of stuff like that where people want it back. And when you leave and I lose stuff, I'll probably forget something when I leave here today. And I always want it back. And so we found that we will ship those for your guests, right? Directly. So it's a thing where we reach out to the owner or the client and let them know, hey, this was left behind. It's in the report. Would you like us to ship it for you? Of course, right? And we try to take that friction away, or all the extra stuff that owners just don't want to worry about.
Yeah.
A real life example, yesterday we had a guest at one of our Surfside properties. They broke the refrigerator drawer, like the crisper drawer in the refrigerator. And we've got a check-in coming 6 hours from that. Right. So we were able to let the owner know, hey, this is broken. It's not what we would call guest ready, right? Because there's a broken refrigerator. What would you like us to do? And they said, well, is there any way you can get a new one put in there today? And I was like, of course we can. Yeah, it's not a problem. And so we handled it with our on the ground team who went to Lowe's, found the same refrigerator model, got the crisper drawer there and brought it back and had it in 4 hours before the guest checked in. And that's kind of the point, right? Is to make a property guest ready every time. And do it in a way where we are showing that commitment to that excellence for both the client and the guest.
Yeah. And I think, too, the fact, because owners, a lot of them are out of state. They want to make sure their property is being taken care of. So little things like that, their refrigerator broke. There might be some times that the owners aren't told these things. And all of a sudden they look and they say, hey, why didn't a guest check into my property today? And you're like, oh, we had to move them because of this, instead of communicating with the owner. what happens. So I think communication is key with owners and guests in situations like that.
I mean, communication is key in everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it too, is like being informed, especially a lot of these, like you said, a lot of people are out of state, and a lot of these investments or these homes are investments for a lot of people, but they're also like retirement plans. You know what I mean? Like that's somebody's house they want to come to eventually. They're snowbirds, and they have a lot of money in these things, like a lot of money. And if I have a $500,000 investment sitting 4,000 miles away from me, I want to know it's being taken care of and it's stewarded properly, right? And we try to make sure the owners are aware of that. And we have a dedicated team that has real-time communication with whomever you want to be talking to about what's going on in your property. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think like owners, that goes so far with the owners, and that, that makes them recommend you to other owners. Like,
I think with any company, it's about building trust. And, that's, like you said, huge investment. Maybe they use it a couple weeks out of the year, eventually wanting to retire. But if you don't have that trust, a lot of things can go wrong. So I think that's key, especially with a company like yours, trusting who's taking care of your home.
For sure. And we, especially in this market, right? Because there are so many options, your reputation is it, man. Yep. And if you screw that up, then what are you doing? And so the best way to build that reputation is by doing the work, right? And doing it well. And that's what we specialize in. So we didn't come at it from hey, marketing, we're here, come sign up with us. We started it with the proof of concept being we've already done this 5,000 times. And we want to do it for you as well, right? And really give owners that peace of mind, because I own a property too. And it's not a $500,000 property, but I own one. And if I were to have it online and have somebody else taking care of it, I know me, and I would want to know everything, right? Either that or don't talk to me about it at all. It's one of the two, right? But either way, you need somebody on the ground who's taking care of that for you.
You see that a lot in the ownership, ones that are like, do whatever you got to do, just handle it. And then the other ones that like, I need to know every single step that is happening in that house.
Yes. Yeah. We had an owner yesterday. It was her first guest, and she's new to short-term rentals. And it's been so long since I've been new. Right. But it's cute because she had their guest check out at like 10:42. Right. And by 10:50, she had messaged and was saying, hey, how was our first guest? How did it go? And I was like, I will let you know. As soon as the cleaners get there, they will be there in about 20 minutes, right? And it's cool because we try to document everything. So like all of our cleaners have their own individual lock codes, like to get into so we know exactly who's there, right? And we have, we really urge our owners, if your HOAs or properties will allow it, have your Ring cameras because it's a great way. If you're out of state or you're not there, it's good peace of mind to know that you're seeing what's going on. And also you can see us, right? And you can see what we're doing. And we start the clean, we get there, we finish the clean, and I see the lock go off. So I know my cleaners are done with it. And we get a message about 5 minutes later. How was it cleaned? How did it go? And I was like, this is so cute. I love it. I love it though. Because what we want to stand on is be that, like, if you want to be that hardcore about it. And we're still going to give you, like, we're not frustrated that you're doing it. We want you to know, and that's how you build that trust, is by saying, hey, whatever level of involvement you want in this, please be as involved as you want to be. And we will deliver you the same service. Like I stand on a lot. I don't tell our cleaning teams when it's an owner stay. I never do.
Interesting.
Yes, because
assume that it is.
Because it should be, right? And if anything, if I tell my cleaners it's an owner stay, if they're going to do anything, they would do less, right? Because it shouldn't matter who's coming. It should be perfect every time, right? And I have found that has been the best trust builders with my owners, is that they see that, because they can see the reports, they know who's getting assigned, and they see the notes, and they can see that we aren't doing anything special for them, right? We do this for your property, right? And your property is going to be 5-star every single time. And I love that my cleaners and my cleaning professionals are very, very good at that. Very good.
Most of the owners that you work with, are they self-managing? Are they signed on with a property manager? What are you seeing?
All of it. So like all stages of it, because this market, there's people who have been established, and those are fun clients to work with. They're like, yeah, we know what we need. You're exactly what we want. Plug you in and go, right? And those are fun, right? Because that's just for them. It's a business thing, right? But then there's your first time hosts who have never done STRs before, and they're on one platform like Airbnb, and I like working with them just as much because having the experience we have. It's fun to help people get set up the right way because there's so many ways you can set up on an Airbnb or Vrbo and think it's going to be this income for you or passive income, and it's not, right? It's a lot of work if you're going to do it right. And a lot of people, it can crush you can crush your spirits. You think it's not going to work. I'm not good at this. And it's not because you're not good at it. It's just because you aren't as educated or informed on how the whole industry works. It's a competitive industry, especially this market. And so we're finding across all levels of experience, people are reaching out, which is great because for some reason or another, we fit for them, right? And I like self-managed people a lot because these are people who are involved in everything. And so they want to know what we're doing and what we're offering. And because we offer those things, it's fun to have that conversation, right? It's fun to say, yeah, of course we do that. And they're like, okay, what about trash rollouts? Yep, we do that as well. And garbage disposal cleaning and like descaling coffee and like all these questions that they're very excited to ask is very fun to have answers for, right? But it also makes the owners or the hosts more educated in what their properties should and what they should expect from a vacation rental servicing company, which helps differentiate us from anybody else's cleaning company, right?
Yeah, well, I hope that your self owners or short-term rental owners, I hope they go on our platform where there are no booking fees.
Ooh.
And that would save them a lot of money.
Okay.
Just so they know as well if they're watching.
So tell me a little bit more about the platform.
Well, Lenore.
Yeah, so it's a booking platform. So guests connect with owners, and owners don't pay per booking fee. They pay one fee for the entire year.
That's the way to do it. Flat rates.
Flat rate.
Dude.
They took it away, right? On the major booking platforms, we brought it back. In this economy, you got to save money wherever you can. And I think people want to connect directly with the owner. They don't want to feel like a number. And property owners don't want to feel like a number either. They want to own their space.
Absolutely.
They want to have, this is their business in a lot of cases, or potentially they want it to run like a business until it's not. So why are we giving money out to companies in California that isn't putting money back into our economy? So that's kind of where the thought process went with VRMBO. VRMB Owner Direct. Cut that out. But really was just, how do we promote Myrtle Beach and talk about the great things that Myrtle Beach is doing, and put the money back into Myrtle Beach and let our owners do what they do best, which is own their property and take care of their guests.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what
the hyper-local way is the way to go, right? I 100% agree because we have our fingers on the pulse of the market, right? And when you're talking about outsourcing, basically you're booking to conglomerates or our margins are slim on whatever part of the industry you're plugged in on, right? Whether you're the owner getting your reservation fees or the cleaning company, it's still, nobody's making a bunch of money off one booking, right? So to have to even take that piece of the pie and cut it down more to a company who doesn't have, you've seen how many companies have come into Myrtle Beach with ideas on how they can do a short-term rental or change things, and it never works. It never works because this market is such a unique beast, dude. So I think having things like this where the community is involved together and everybody's scratching everybody's back because it's not competitive, right? There's enough here where you could have 20 properties in your portfolio and be wildly successful. You don't need all 64,000 that we have here.
You could see that in how many seafood buffets do we have? You know what I mean? There's everyone can eat, right?
Exactly.
There's enough to go around.
Yeah. And if we work together, what we can do is elevate that whole Myrtle Beach experience on a macro level and make us a more appealing market for people to come to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always think about the workers, right? The people in the hospitality industry. And there's not a lot of money in hospitality.
No.
So if we can own any part of that pie, I feel like we should as Myrtle Beach residents, as owners, as business owners. And so that's what we really want to promote. is Myrtle Beach supporting Myrtle Beach.
I love that. I love community. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're all about in this podcast here, by the way. Locals supporting locals. Because we all have the same goal. Like, we are blessed to live here. Like, we live in an amazing, 60 miles of beaches, so many cool communities here. Mm-hmm. We want people to come here and experience the Myrtle Beach that we experience living here, right? So I think sometimes if people come here and they have a bad experience, they kind of just have, like, in their mind what they think Myrtle Beach is. And I love Myrtle Beach so much. I want the people to see the Myrtle Beach that I love. Right. So I think that's why we all do what we do, is because we're like, hey, like, there's so much to this place. You just gotta know the right people, I guess.
For sure. And the tough part with that too is, and I've talked with many different people about, like, the psychology or the why behind it. But I think a lot of it comes down to, we know individually, we know our industry or our pocket of it very, very well, right? But to the guest experience, we can't expect them to have that same working knowledge of that, right? So if a guest comes to Myrtle Beach and they stay at an Airbnb, any Airbnb, if it's a bad experience, now they associate that with all Airbnbs are bad experiences, right? And they may not understand the mechanisms behind, well, that's a different host. Right? We have, in one of the properties we have is 279 buildings, right? Or 279 units. We service about 20 of them, right? Yeah. Next door to some of our units is a completely different company, right? So you could stay at ours and have the best time ever, and then you're looking at it on Airbnb, you go to, book again next year, and on the community map, you see, okay, well, those two are right there. I'll book the one right beside of it because it's open. And then you have a horrible experience. Yeah, right. And then now you've reassociated with that whole platform being bad, right? And so that's why it's so important for us locally to, like, work together to like know what standards of excellence are and work with people who, like, believe in that and align with that. And it elevates all of us, right? Like, rising tide lifts all ships there. And I agree. Like, I don't think there's any reason to be antagonistic with each other on that. Like, we could absolutely work together to be better at it, which is what we all want anyway. We all want to be the best at our jobs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For sure. Well, I think what you're doing is definitely great for our community. Excited. So when did it start? How long has Well and Good been in Myrtle?
So Well and Good launched in Myrtle in mid-December.
Okay,
right?
So still fairly new.
Yeah, so the company itself is brand new, like, know, relatively, as far as, like, Myrtle Beach goes. Right. The experience I bring to it is, so much. 5-star. Right, thank you, yeah. But
where can people get in touch with you then? If people, like, hear this or, they're looking for something like this, what's the best way to contact you?
So the best way to do it is not to talk to me, because I'm an idiot, right? But
can you tell from this interview?
The best way would be to reach out to, like, info@wellandgood.pro, right? And then the whole team can be there, and they usually respond within 24 hours. And then you can also hit us on our socials.
Of course.
Yeah, which is, at Well and Good Myrtle Beach for everything. I don't think we have a TikTok yet because I can't dance. But we have a Facebook and an Instagram. It's all new, right? But you can reach out to us there as well, and the team would be more than happy to get in touch with you.
All right, we'll do some on TikTok dances when we're off camera. I'll show you something I've taught myself. Yeah. Lenore, any other questions for him?
Yeah, I guess my question would be, as a guest, how do I know the difference, besides coffee, which is great, but how do I know what a Well and Good stay is compared to just a regular stay?
So aside from the many branded amenities we have in there, so if you missed our shower bottles and, our coffee and our sponges that are branded, it's fancy. But if you miss all that, really it's, the whole point is it shouldn't matter that it's a Well and Good property to the guest, right? Because we don't need that clout. We don't need it with the guests. It should matter that the guest had a great experience with that host, right? And so you see standards of that would be, like, we hospital tuck all of our beds, right? So there's no flowing, like, comforter that's over the side of it because it doesn't look neat. It doesn't look intentional, right? Everything in a Well and Good property will look intentional, to the way the silverware is arranged in the drawers, to the way that there's even plates and bowl distribution up top.
Oh, wow.
You know, we have the blue mat thing under every kitchen, which gives the guest supplies, right? So it gives you your all-purpose cleaners, your extra trash bags, extra dish soaps, extra laundry soaps. So the guest doesn't have to reach out to an owner and say, hey, we need this, or there's not extra of this, right? Like, it's all there. So the guest has this. If a guest is going to do anything in that property, it's ready for them to see it, right? And it's ready for them to interact with it in a way that feels 100% intentional, and nothing's random.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you ready to play our fun game?
All right. What are we doing? Let's do it.
Game?
Rapid
All right.
fire
Yeah.
questions.
So we're gonna just ask you some questions. You know, we like to Myrtle Beach. We have some fun stuff going on around here. Okay, so it's funny because you hit on the seafood buffet. When you're going out to eat, seafood buffet or steakhouse, if you had to pick.
Oh, man. Okay. So, look, I don't trust the seafood buffet. I'm sure they're fine. I'm not going. I'm not doing it.
I feel you.
Yeah. No.
Listen, I'm eating my weight in crab legs, no matter what.
I go for that.
Whatever the price,
always.
it's usually like $50-$55 a person. I'm eating that much in crab legs.
Oh,
Given.
Man. No, I'll get a fish fillet
Love
from
it.
McDonald's, dude. No, I can't. I've really been into Brazilian steakhouses lately.
That must be the new thing.
Yeah.
Or not the new thing, but the thing.
Which one's your favorite around here? Or which one do you prefer?
So I would have to say Gauchos,
Okay.
because every time we go in there, they are professionals and they clock me. Like,
Right.
they know I'm not a tourist, but they know I'm there to do work.
Right.
Where's that one located?
It's I
Kings
suck at
Highway.
geography.
Kings Highway. Kings
Yes,
North
yeah.
Kings Highway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know you all around these streets.
I
Come
know,
on now.
I know. Dude, I got lost on my way here, and I knew exactly where this was. So they do the shaved meat, and they the pineapple thing and they don't stop. Like, they give you a green card and a red card.
Good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
you
turn
gotta
over the
flip
red
it.
when you surrender. And I'm a man. I'm not giving up on anything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep bringing it. Let's do it. So I love that place. That place is really cool. But I've also been, because I've lived here for so long, I do know, you start to get your favorite local spots. And one of the best, it's not a steakhouse, but it is Dos Hermanos, which is on 544.
Okay.
It's a taqueria. It's authentic. And the portions are Roca sized, which I love. Humongous plates. They're super nice in there. The service is great. And the pricing is unbeatable, right? I know I like to promote local businesses, right? But I am gatekeeping in this one a little bit. So if you're a tourist, don't go. Don't mess this up for me.
He's already answering all
Yeah.
the questions I have.
I
By the
know,
way,
I
restaurant
know.
you defend with your life. Gatekeep or recommend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so restaurant I recommend with my life. Ooh, that's a fun one. Ooh.
Or defend with your life.
Okay.
It's other people might be like, I ain't going there. And you're like, no, that place is good.
Okay. Ooh, that's fun. That is fun. Oh boy. Okay. Buckets. It's not a restaurant. It's a bar.
Oh,
Never
that's
heard of
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Where's that
Yeah,
at?
me
So it's
either.
right in the Golden Mile.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's the bottom level of one of these resorts. I know the two owners. We used to have a property over in the Golden Mile, and so we would go over there and eat. And they have these tater tot nachos that are just terrible for you.
Right.
It's going to ruin the rest of your day, but they're so good. And the owners there, this couple, and they started their own business, and they've been running that place, and I love it so much. I would tell anybody to go there. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. See, we're learning stuff
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
As a local, I'm
Never heard
loving
of
this.
Yeah, buckets is dope.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
What instantly tells you someone's a tourist?
Oh my God, there's so many. Airbrush t-shirts is a good one.
Right. Yeah.
Voluntarily driving on 501.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I could, I will drive all the way around the city.
Yeah.
Around it.
Yeah.
I won't go.
Another great way to tell if somebody's a tourist instantly is with the Pirates Voyage placard hanging from their rearview mirror.
That's true.
You see one of those,
Parking
they're
pass.
staying. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
staying somewhere, and I don't park near them because they just open doors all willy nilly. They don't care,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love a tourist, so that's our economy. I love them. I love seeing them.
Y'all keep us entertained.
Yeah.
We love y'all. Most Myrtle Beach thing you've seen. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm driving home a couple days ago, and on River Oaks, I see, and I promise you this is a true story. Okay. I see a woman on a moped, and she's got what looks to be like the frame of a shopping cart. So imagine a shopping cart without the basket weaving part, like just the frame of it. And it's on the front of her moped. And she is like, hey, with her face. And she just seems, whatever she's doing, she's very pleased about it. Right. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then after that, I see a guy on roller skates. And this is probably about 100 yards apart. And no, I'm sorry, roller blades, right? Not roller skates. And he has no shirt on. Myrtle Beach. And he is booking it after her. Right. And he's got a bag of groceries in his hand. And so in my head, as I'm driving, I'm thinking, okay, did she steal his shopping cart? And I was like, but it's not a functioning shopping cart. And like, it's on a moped, right? Like, how in the world did whatever just happened? And whatever it was, she won because she was so happy and he was not. And
so was it a modified, I'm trying to picture it in my mind. It was a modified scooter with a frame around
oh, no. It was a regular moped that she was just like carrying freight of this frame. Oh, yeah, so she had it like on like the, no. She had like a stolen shopping cart or something. She might have bought it.
I doubt.
But no, it's like she had like taken it from somewhere, figured the moped was the best mode of transportation to do it with.
It would be.
And the guy with the rollerblades disagreed, I think. So this was like 3 days ago. Did we see the
ending to this, or?
No, I wanted to turn around, but I had stuff to do.
Keep going.
Yeah, you just assume it's Myrtle Beach.
Oh, always entertained here. All right, are you? Well, we kind of touched on this, but are you gatekeeping local spots, or are you recommend? If someone asks you, like, I want to go where the locals go, are you telling them? Or are you making something up?
So it depends on what I want from them.
I feel you.
There's a downtown co-op center, co-op working center called Emerge that I tell everybody about because for a lot of working professionals, so a lot of working professionals, it's great for them to have day passes and things like that. So I'll tell everybody about that. But people I don't want to see in my spots, I'm not even gonna tell y'all some stuff.
You're going to have to vibe to the person.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. If
I
feel like they'd
that
be good.
Person. No, that's actually because you're like, I don't want to tell them about the spot.
I don't want to ruin it.
You can tell by the vibes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I feel you on that. That's awesome. Well, anything else, Lenore?
I'm good. Thanks for coming, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. I like the studio. I like what y'all are doing. This is cool. I'm really excited to be a part of it.
No, I'm glad that we got to hear about your company and all of that. So shout out, where can they find you at?
Again, we are at Well and Good Myrtle Beach on the socials. And we are at wellandgood.pro. If you want to go to the website, you can look at our About Us. wellandgood.pro/your-estimate. If you want to skip all that and just get right to the numbers, I'm fine with that as well. And then you can reach out to us, email info@wellandgood.pro.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Roca.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for watching another episode of Beach Please.